So I'm back with another video. I know it's been a very long time. It's been over like 2 months since I uploaded my last one. I've been consistent on the other channel, but not this one. The other channel is here and I've put the link down below if you guys want to subscribe to that channel. But in this video, I'm going to be ranking the following UFC fighters. So I just went on tier maker and just selected a random list I could do. And yeah, I mean, this will be interesting to do. Of course, I may have some wrong takes on some of these UFC fighters. Like some I might put in good, but you may think that they may be in great. Just comment down below. Of course, I might get some of them wrong. But anyways, let's start off with CM Punk, the most easiest one to do of them all. Unfortunately, he's going to have to go into the trash tier. He came from wrestling to UFC, like big respect for that, but he got submitted in his first fight, and then his second fight he lost that as well. Of course, he got overturned later on, but he still lost his first tier UFC fights. Unfortunately, you're going to have to put him in trash because against all these high-level fighters, you can't really put CM Punk above the trash level. So, yeah, unfortunately, you're going to have to put him there. Of course, in WWE at the moment, he's smashing it. One of the biggest stars there. He's even on the cover of the new WWE game, so that's good to see. Going on to the next person, John Jones, the most easiest one to do as well, GOAT tier. Of course, he's done a lot of stuff which people say he shouldn't be in GOAT tier because of. However, I do think he is a GOAT, you know. He's been in the game for a long time, of course. He became both the heavyweight and also the light heavyweight champion. 11 defenses in light heavyweight and 1 in heavyweight. And I mean, the Cyril Gane match as well, he made Cyril Gane look unbelievably easy to fight against, submitting him in the first round. Stipe fight, of course, was something that I didn't really want to see. Tom Aspinall fight never happened, unfortunately. But I think even if he did lose to Tom Aspinall, he would still be the GOAT. You know, I don't know if he's going to come back and fight Alex Pereira at the White House, but he's definitely sustained himself as the GOAT of the UFC. So the next one is Brock Lesnar. I think this is easy as well. I'm going to put him in good tier. He's a WWE wrestler and then he came into the UFC. He got 2 title defenses as well and won the heavyweight champion. Like, I've got to put him in good. Big respect to him, you know. WWE champion as well. Smashing it in WWE. Comes into the UFC. Of course, when you look at his record, 5-3, you might think, oh, like, the record isn't that good. Of course, it would be 6-3, but his latest win in 2016 got overturned due to a wrong test. Well, something coming up in his test. But I'm going to put him in good tier because I think, like, that's unbelievable that he's a WWE wrestler. He's came into the UFC. He's won the UFC heavyweight title. He's got 2 title defenses as well. You know, that's brilliant. Brock Lesnar is one of the best. Of course, I don't think he would have beat DC at all. Definitely not. But he's definitely in the good tier and deserves it. So next is Paddy Pimblett, and I'm going to put him in mid tier. Just because he hasn't won an interim title shot yet. Of course, he's nowhere near the title shot as well now that he's lost to Justin Gaethje. And his wins, of course, Michael Chandler is not the best win in my opinion. Of course, Chandler's on a big losing streak in the UFC. And then, of course, Tony Ferguson's on a big losing streak. But, of course, against every single person on this list, he has to go in mid. You don't know how good Paddy Pimblett will be soon. He might be able to get the title. He might be able to get good wins against top UFC lightweights. But currently, at the moment with his career, it's mid. And, of course, he's young yet. He's going to get a lot of more opportunities. So that's why I've put him in mid at the moment. Because compared to all of these people, yeah, he's going to be in mid. The next person, which is debated quite a lot, is Khabib Nurmagomedov. I'm putting him in GOAT tier, and there's a reason I'm putting him in GOAT tier. So I didn't used to think he was the GOAT at all. I was like, he's got 13 UFC fights. You know, he's left quite early. He only had 3 title defenses. But just looking at it closely, he only lost 2 rounds in his UFC career, I believe. And then also, as well as that, he hardly took any damage in his UFC fights at all. Hardly. And I think that is just so impressive that you would have to put him in GOAT tier. His wrestling as well was unbelievable. And I do get why people say he shouldn't be the GOAT in GOAT tier because he only had 13 UFC fights. But the way he would win opponents, have no damage on his face whatsoever, I've never seen him hurt in any UFC fight, means I think that he should be in GOAT tier. So the next one is my favourite UFC fighter, and I swear I'm not going to be biased here. I think he should be in great. He has 5 title defenses. You might say, oh, they're against not very good people at the time the division was at. But at the end of the day, that's not really Israel Adesanya's fault. Getting 5 title defenses is unbelievable. And the way this guy was active in the middleweight division was unbelievable. Like, we don't know when Chimaev is going to fight. Is he going to fight 2 times a year? I doubt it. It's going to be probably once a year. And, I mean, even when Duplessis was injured I know he lost to Sean Strickland, but immediately said Strickland's next and took the fight. So he's one of the most active middleweights on the UFC roster. 5 title defenses, and honestly he's going to go down as one of the greats. I don't know why he gets that much hate when he was that active in the division. Going on to the next person, Conor McGregor. I'm going to put him in the good tier. Of course, you can put him in the great tier and even the GOAT, depending on what you rank this as. Because when it comes to being the biggest star in the UFC is definitely Conor McGregor. No one is going to be as big as McGregor was in the UFC. But when it talks to career-wise, of course, he didn't get a single title defense because he had to vacate the title to go fight Floyd Mayweather, of course. I mean, who wouldn't do that? The thing is, when he came back in 2018, he lost to Khabib and then was 1-3 in his last 4 fights. So yeah, I'm not really sure if I should put McGregor in great. He can be in great, but I'm not really sure. So that's why I've put him in good tier. But his run was unbelievable. You know, he's one of the best fighters ever in the UFC when it comes to superstardom. Next one is Kamaru Usman. Definitely on great tier, no doubt about it. Was on a 15-fight win streak and was going to equal Anderson Silva's 16-fight win streak, but unfortunately got knocked out by Leon Edwards. He had 5 title defenses, though you could say that twice was Covington and twice was Masvidal out of those title defenses. And I mean, even now, people thought he was finished. He beats Buckley. The Chimaev fight he had as well was very, very close. So he still has got it in him. I don't think he deserves the title shot against Islam Makhachev, but he has to be in great tier. You know, he was unbelievable and his run was crazy. So yeah, I do think he should be in great tier alongside Israel Adesanya. They both got 5 title defenses. Next is Alex Pereira, and I'll be honest with you, I'm so close to putting him in gold tier, and maybe he should be in gold tier. I mean, he came into the UFC, became a 2-weight champion. He has got 3 title defenses in the UFC light heavyweight division, lost to Ankalaev, and then humiliated him in the rematch. Like, people say 1-1, oh, it's still 1-1. But the way Alex Pereira humiliated Ankalaev, beat him in the first round, I mean, you cannot say Ankalaev is better at all. In the first fight, I feel like Pereira was just hesitant to maybe strike more because of the fear of a takedown, even though Ankalaev didn't land a single takedown in the first fight at all. Unless he did one, but I'm pretty sure he did not land a single takedown. He is one of the best, honestly. The next fighter is Islam Makhachev, and you got to put him in gold tier. He's got 4 title defenses in the UFC lightweight division. He went up to welterweight and dominated JDM, and now he's the welterweight champion. 16-fight win streak now, so he has equaled Anderson Silva's record, and if he wins his next fight, he would have had the most fights won in a row in UFC history. So in my opinion, he has to be in the GOAT tier, and I think he will get over 17 wins in a row in the UFC. I think he definitely wins his next match if it's against Usman. Usman is not in his prime anymore. He's still got it, like, he's still decent, but he's not beating Islam Makhachev. Charles Oliveira has to go in the great tier. He won 11 fights in a row, won the UFC championship against Michael Chandler. Of course, I mean, I don't know how Michael Chandler got a UFC title shot to begin with. And then, of course, defended it against Dustin Poirier, which I thought Poirier was going to win. And then he missed weight, unfortunately, but when he fought Justin Gaethje, he beat him in the first round. So he has had many memorable wins and is one of the best in the lightweight division. He is set to face Max Holloway soon. However, I do think Max Holloway will beat him by decision. I think Max Holloway at lightweight has been unbelievable at the moment. But overall, I do think the great tier is where Charles Oliveira does belong in. Next is Tony Ferguson, who had a 12-fight winning streak in the UFC lightweight division. He also won the interim UFC lightweight championship from beating Kevin Lee. So he has had a good run. However, the thing is, I've had to put him in good tier because of his losing streak. He has the biggest losing streak in UFC history. And just for that reason, I can't not really put him in great tier. And of course, he's never really been the UFC lightweight championship champion. That's why I've just put him in good tier. But who knows, maybe I'm wrong and he should be in great. Next one is Daniel Cormier, and I've got to put him in the great tier. You know, he had 3 title defenses, 2 at light heavyweight and 1 at heavyweight against Derek Lewis. I mean, when he first started his career, he did have 13 fights won in a row, and I just think he's one of the best to step foot in the octagon. His overall record in the UFC was 11 wins, 3 losses, 1 no contest, and yeah, overall he was a very, very good fighter. Next one is Tyron Woodley. He did have 4 successful title defenses. However, his record was 9-7 in the UFC because he went on that big losing streak as well. But having 4 title defenses in the UFC welterweight division is very good, so I've put him in good tier. I don't think he should be in mid tier. And of course, the people in great tier are, I think, way better than Tyron Woodley's career. So next is Francis Ngannou, and I must say, for me, he is the best heavyweight ever. His power, the way he fights, the amount of power he has in those strikes is just unbelievable. Of course, he got the title, and then he got one title defense against Cyril Gane, which was a close decision. But Cyril Gane then was actually like proper on form. And yeah, it was a close match and made Francis Ngannou wrestle more. I generally wish this guy was still in the UFC. I think he is that good. And especially due to the fact that the heavyweight division at the moment is absolutely terrible. We definitely would have liked someone like him to still be there. So next is Jose Aldo, and I'm going to put him in great tier. He had 7 title defenses as a UFC featherweight champion. As well as this, he was undefeated for 10 years from 2015 to 2025. And the fact he's got 7 successful title defenses in the featherweight division just makes me want to put him in great tier. Even though you may be thinking that Conor McGregor did beat him, so why is Conor McGregor on good tier? But yeah, that's the only reason why title defenses. Next is GSP, 9 successful title defenses, and of course he's a 2-weight champion, GOAT tier. He's also a well-respectable person outside the octagon, and generally he's such a good fighter, was amazing to watch. So definitely in GOAT tier, 100%, no doubt about that. Something happened to the previous footage, but put in Demetrius Johnson and Anderson Silva. I put both of them in the GOAT tier. Demetrius Johnson had 11 consecutive title defenses and is known as the flyweight GOAT, so I've had to put him there. And Anderson Silva is known as the middleweight GOAT. Some people do say Adesanya is a middleweight GOAT, but if I'm being honest, it is Anderson Silva. 16 fights, 1 in a row. So that is it with the tier list. I think it's an okay list. It may be better, I'm not really sure. But let me know down in the comments below if you do think some fighters on here I've placed them wrong, or if it's correct. So yeah, thanks a lot for watching, appreciate it, and I'll see you guys on the next video.